Just
James,
plain, not
James,
even,
yeah,
not
so-
even on internet, just videotape.
Yeah. So James,
Let me say something here, please. It's James in Calgary. We're recording this session and we can make a link available through Teams so people can hear all comments and see the presentation. So that's being done.
thanks,
Okay.
James.
Thank you, James.
Oh, so that's all that, yeah.
Yeah, solve that
I wasn't
problem.
aware he was.
Yeah, thank you, James. That's
We
great.
just
I
need
was,
to.
I didn't jump in because I was checking before I said for sure, but I just wanted to make me sure. So it's recording as we speak.
Okay.
Super.
Great.
Thank you. Thanks.
Okay. So, an introduction to the team. We get these guys on screen. You guys are on screen now at the moment. All right. So if you guys can see the slide, or we can just go through one at a time. First, with Bechtel, our new EPC contractor, we have Audrey Bard here. Must be a little delay.
Can they hear you?
I don't know. Can you guys hear me okay?
Absolutely.
Yes, we can. Yep.
Okay. Did you want to say anything, or will we just go through the team members?
You can do introductions. If we want to jump in, we can.
Okay. Well, we'll start with Audrey there. You're up.
Yes, good afternoon. So my name is Audrey Bard. I'm the sustainability lead for Bechtel, the EPC contractor for the project.
Okay. And Mark Brown.
Mark is all.
I'm Mark Brown, Vice President of Business Development, responsible for much of the commercial aspects of the project and the especially what happens here in Montana.
Thanks, Mark. Heine.
Yeah, hi everybody. So I'm Heine Brunner. I'm the project manager for Pieridae and based out of Calgary.
All right, and Barb.
Yeah, Barb Brighton, environmental manager at the Halifax.
There's myself, Mark McCullen. I'm the site manager and deal with most of the work that's happening out here at the moment. Andy.
Hello, I am Andy Mukherjee. Good afternoon, everyone. I am the Senior Vice President, Pieridae Energy for the Goldboro LNG project. Nice to be here.
Thank you, Andy.
Yeah.
James.
Hi, everybody. James Miller, Director of External Relations. I'm sorry I'm not there. I was last there almost a year ago. It was a sunny October day, and we had a community liaison committee meeting. And then previous to that, we had our open house in the summer. But with this COVID, we can't be there. So I wish I was there, and hopefully this goes well. Thank you.
Bonnie.
Yeah, Bonnie Shepherd, and I'm in the Halifax office. I'm the office manager there.
All right, we have Uwe.
Yes, good afternoon, everybody. I'm Uwe Wittkugel. I'm with Wood Environment and Infrastructure, and we are assisting Pieridae with the environmental work, permitting, approvals. I've been working on the project since 2012. I've been in Goldboro in the community center many times, and same as James, would love to be there now, but COVID suggested we should do this from the home office. So looking forward to the session, and if there are any questions on environment, more than happy to fill in.
Okay, and two people here not on the list. One is Garrett.
Hi there, Garrett Bell. I'm an environmental technologist with Wood ENIS. Along with Uwe, I've been working on this since 2012 on the environmental assessment and all of the follow-up work since then.
Thanks, Garrett. All right, and a new member with Pieridae is Rocky.
Hi, I'm Rocky Oli, Senior Project Engineer for Pieridae Energy for the Goldboro LNG project. I'm glad to be here, and I look forward to this session.
Thank you. All right, that's essentially a
Mark,
Goldboro team. Sandy.
we also have Saeed Wana, the project manager of
Yeah.
Bechtel from Houston office.
Sorry, go ahead there, Saeed.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you, and looking forward to going forward with this project. Thank you, everyone. Thanks, Andy, for introducing me.
You're welcome.
All right. Let's get this going again. Slide 6. Oh, what's this? Slide 7.
Yeah, no, we're just Q&A now.
Yeah.
Okay.
You probably go back to the team, Mark,
Yeah, so I'll go back to our team online here.
and Q&A.
Yeah, so if I could pick up from your query regarding the one outlet to the marine environment, perhaps Uwe, you could speak to that as you've been here since 2012 and discuss that one outlet approach to the marine environment as a response.
Yeah, thanks, Barb. This is not related to the road. This is the LNG site, and in context of this meeting, I think the idea is to also bring to everyone's attention maybe other changes that are being considered. And the change here is that rather than sending water from the site to 2 outlet locations as it was.
I'm sorry, Uwe, just one moment. I think we need the volume a little bit higher. Am I correct? Are you all okay? Behind the TV?
But I think it's coming from the computer.
It's coming from the computer, so it's not coming from the television? Yeah.
You're experiencing feedback loops there?
We're just trying to get the volume a little higher for the group.
Right.
Or you need to scream. That's one or the other.
Yeah, I can crank it up. I can crank it up at my end. Is this better?
Just do what you can there, Uwe.
Yeah, okay. So this discharge to the marine environment is an issue that relates to the LNG site. Has basically nothing to do with the road realignment. But Barb outlined a few other changes that we thought should be communicated in context of this meeting. So this is one of them. During the environmental assessment, we assumed that water will continue to flow to Dung Cove Pond. And turns out, though, that surface waters on the LNG site are expected to be contaminated. That requires that they will be treated, and that treatment will happen on site. There will be a treatment plant established before any major site earthworks will take place. And that treatment plant will discharge the treated effluent into the marine environment. The Dung Cove option of discharging to Dung Cove is simply not feasible. And we are still investigating whether upon completion of the construction work, surface water runoff that is clean can be diverted to Dung Cove Pond. So what this actually means in terms of consequences is that wetlands associated with that Dung Cove Pond may receive less water than under the current conditions, and Pieridae may have to compensate for those adverse effects if they will be experienced. So this is not a big change, but it's something that we felt should be communicated, and is certainly something that we are bringing to the attention of the regulator, Nova Scotia Environment, and of course, Department Fisheries and Ocean.
Okay, thank you, Uwe.
Are we going to have access to that information of the community, like what's coming out of the plan, and how you're expecting to do
and what's involved with the approving process?
You bet.
And exactly what wetlands you're losing, and how you're gonna compensate for losing wetlands?
Yeah, Barb, maybe I can say a little bit more on that.
Sure.
And maybe to also involve the road. The road has been studied in quite a bit of detail, and in particular, the wetlands along the road corridor have been studied. This includes vegetation analysis, bird surveys, bat surveys. We also did sediment sampling, we did soil sampling. All that information has been gathered and put into a comprehensive environmental report. That report describes the environment, it describes in detail the construction activities for the road, and it's also looking at what are the impacts now of these activities onto the natural features in that corridor. And it ultimately develops strategies and mitigative measures to avoid, minimize, and offset any adverse impacts. And that report concludes that in comparison to the LNG side, there are actually principally no new environmental issues that are being encountered here. And the mitigation and management plans that are being developed for the LNG side can and should be extended to involve the road. And with the implementation of those management measures, it is predicted that the adverse effects will be minimal and not significant. So, bottom line, there is a comprehensive body of information that is being assembled and made available to interested parties, in particular the regulators. And I would think the information can, if there's any interest, be made available. It's public document anyway, because it will be used in the context of permitting and applications for watercourse alterations and wetland alterations. So I don't see any reason why this couldn't be made available to the general public.
And where would someone from the general public find that information? Would that be on the Pieridae site, or would it have to be requested?
This has been freshly assembled, and the distribution of it we haven't discussed yet. Barb, if you have some thoughts there.
And James, you may have some ideas on where best to place this information. In terms of the engagement and providing information to date, the method that we have used is through the Community Liaison Committee. And so that is one source. And in terms of really drilling down, and if you want more information on exactly how all of this is going to be done, and looking at our mitigation measures, for example, we can certainly work with you one-on-one, but if you would like, there may be a place, whether that be on our website or elsewhere, for you to come and have a look and read. And then if you have any further questions, we are always available to answer those questions and to have that discussion with you, so you understand what is happening. So James, did you have anything that you wanted to add before we carry on with further questions?
No, let's see what information is needed, Barb, and if we can figure out what's needed and then see where we can post it. And if website's an option, we'll certainly look at that for sure.
Absolutely. Thank you.
I have a question. All the studies have been done on the frogs and the plants and everything else. Has any studies been done on what it's going to do to our wells when you cross that marsh? A lot of our wells in Seal Harbor are fed through that marsh out there, through all that fog. When you start cutting roads and we got contaminated surface water running off that has to be treated, how does that treat our wells down below?
In terms of the,
Water
just
runs
to
down
answer
that
that,
way.
yeah, just in terms, just before you start your next question, I think there was one before you. Uwe, perhaps you could discuss the well, or Garrett, the well component? Or the well
Right, yeah,
aspect
sure.
of the project for-
Sure,
for-
no problem. For the LNG site, Pieridae has started to survey all water wells within 800, with a radius of 800 meters. That well survey will be extended and will include well surveys within 800 meters of the road corridor. This is a commitment Pieridae made in the environmental assessment report, but it's also a requirement from the Nova Scotia Environment. And what it does is it documents the baseline conditions that your wells are in terms of water quality, but also yield. And it's a voluntary participation. If you don't want the well to be sampled, then okay, no problem. But if you want to have a record of what current conditions are, then please participate in that survey if you haven't already. And that will serve as a baseline against which any future changes can be assessed, and accordingly then measures can be taken to ensure that you have a safe and sufficient water supply in the future. Should there be any impacts, we don't anticipate anything, but this is a precautionary measure, and that's what's currently being conducted.
Next question.
Okay, before the question, I will say that my well was tested last winter. I got full reports, everything on that well, but I'm very close to the site. But my real question is for Bonnie. Has the community liaison person been selected? And if so, specifically for Drumhead, Seal Harbor, and Goldboro, who is it?
No, they have not. Short answer, they have not been selected, but we are in the process of reviewing the applicants right now.
And when they are selected, is there a means for them to distribute information to the people here in the community? During Sable, the community liaison person, we didn't even know who it was. And when we did find out, we could not get any information from them. It was like these were top secret meetings.
Well, no, for us, they're not top secret
Yeah,
meetings.
we know
They're
that.
closed
They shouldn't
meetings, as Jason can attest to. He's been on the committee.
Yeah.
The committee, the CLC is basically to transfer information from Pieridae out into the community.
Yes, but the people that are on the liaison committee don't understand that.
No, they are not sharing.
They are not sharing us information with us.
We're supposed to be there as your resource.
Yeah.
That's
Who
what the
picks
whole
who's the
intent is.
liaison? Like, how come the community doesn't get to pick our own liaison? Applicants have been put into.
Yeah,
Where did
you're
you
to
get the
submit.
applications?
Yeah, we, back in 2012.
When?
It was on the radio for.
Oh, what?
2
Radio,
weeks.
we
We
don't
can't
get the radio. We can't
Don't put it
get
on
reception.
radio.
We don't
We
get
can't get
reception
reception.
here. We don't get internet, we don't
And the
get
guys are
radio
journalists. I
reception.
don't get the guys that are.
Just one moment.
In
order-
Ridiculous.
Excuse me, in order for Bonnie to respond.
Still haven't picked.
Excuse me.
No.
Excuse me, in order for Bonnie to respond, I think one person at a time. It's just
Thank
really
you.
difficult if there are 3 or 4 people speaking. So just give Bonnie a moment to respond to the one person before we carry on.
Thank you.
Originally, the CLC was selected back in 2012-13, around that time. We put out into the community for anyone to submit an application if you wanted to be on the CLC. We had a number of applicants. We chose 8 or 9 people for the committee, and it's a 3-year term, and then they recycled onto I think, I'm not sure how it goes now with the terms that they're allowed to stay on the committee for. And then, and I have that information and I can certainly distribute that. And then we've lost 2 members that have moved on, and we are now in the process of filling these positions. And we put out into the community by newspaper and radio, which is the 2 ways that we have to advertise. And we've received a number of applicants, and we are in the process now of selecting 2 new people.
Thank you.
Why is the radio and the newspaper the only 2 ways you advertise when there's computers now?
Well,
shouldn't Pieridae have all of our email addresses, all of our contact information, everybody, right from even people that this road don't concern, Isaac, Sarah, Goldboro, right down. And every time there's something going on with Pieridae, we should be notified. Shouldn't have to find out from someone that said it's on a radio station. I don't get.
Even a Facebook page exclusively for.
Yes, we need to know. We're not informed with anything that's.
So, excuse me, just one at a time, and maybe James, you
yeah,
can provide an
James,
answer?
would you like to speak to communications in the area, please?
Well, I think the questions are good points, because if there are gaps, I think we need to look at filling them. As far as social media is concerned, there is a dedicated page on Facebook that we post weekly to. There is a dedicated LinkedIn page that we post weekly to. And there is also Twitter that we post regularly to. So everybody has the ability to follow those channels. And every time there is an update, we post the same day. So I think on LinkedIn, when I started, we had 800 followers. A year and a half later, we're at 8,000. So we're reaching people. But, you know, in order for people to get the information, they have to check those channels. You know, we can lead the proverbial horse to water, but we can't make she or he drink. So I can tell you that anytime there's been an update, it's been shared on those 3 platforms.
Thank you, James. Just everyone
I
knows.
also think there's a little bit of confusion about the community liaison committee. It's met regularly for the last 7 years now. It meets twice a year, and members of the community, whether they be elected officials, members of visible minority communities, all have representation there. The fishermen have representation there. There's other channels there that have been wide open and information available at that source as well.
Okay,
Thank
so
you.
we just lost our liaison dude for Drumhead Seal Harbor. Is that what you're saying? Like they were there, but they moved on?
Yeah. So how many did we replace?
She resigned.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
We had 2 people resign.
Yes. So they're in the process of
Yes.
Now we're getting a new person.
Yeah.
So the applicants are in to replace that position.
Do we have any idea when that's gonna happen?
I would say within the next couple of weeks.
Probably 2 weeks.
Yeah. Yep. We just finished receiving applicants.
And then how will that information be provided for us so we know who to contact when we have questions?
That will be put out in a newsletter. Absolutely. And everyone from the liaison committee, their names have been available on every one of our newsletters.
Newsletters that'll come in the mail?
The newsletters are distributed on our website. They're up on our website, and they're also distributed. We have them at Muri's
Well, we don't have
store.
constant internet access.
So we have them at Muri's
They'd be at Muri's
store.
Okay.
They're put there. Mark, you dropped some off in Antigonish. They're in the library there.
On them, would it be possible to get a couple for the Drumhead
Yes.
store as well?
No,
Oh, yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, for sure.
We're always looking for places to put them. A lot
Yeah.
of people don't want them.
Yeah.
I'll bring them
So-
down.
Yeah.
bring
We
them
have
too.
more of these as well.
So
Yeah.
you're the owner of the Drumhead store?
Yes.
Okay, Mark, you can coordinate?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. Did you have one further question? Now we're running a little bit over, but a few minutes later, I think we can take one more question. I think you had your hand up.
Yes.
Okay.
Are the former road changes that were announced, like in the last meeting, with the huge bypass, is it all off the table?
Yes, this is the new design, and it's based on your guys' concerns from the previous meeting.
I was just wondering because it still shows the whole roads in the table.
I'll have to look at that in a second with you, but it is, it's,
Okay.
I'll clarify that for you.
Okay.
Instead of two?
Yes, previously, we were looking at building a shorter term detour road that went up Sable Road and across. And that was really just due to allow us more time for the permanent road. But just due to delays with the project and other things, we feel we have the time now to just build one road rather than two. Because the temporary one would have been short-lived and then torn apart right away, right?
Destruction.
Yeah, it wouldn't.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it wouldn't have lasted too long. So if we can just do the one, it's better for the area and better
That was one of
better
my main
overall.
concerns.
Yeah.
And this is all
Absolutely.
Pieridae funded?
Yes, yeah.
No taxpayers' money going into that road?
Not at the moment, no.
Then they give it away to the government.
So I
No,
think
but we will be, the whole purpose of it is to do a land swap with them to get the section of highway that's currently going across the middle of the site.
A land swap?
Well, it's road swap,
okay.
our new road for the old road. so.
Okay.
So where does it begin in the upper,
Sorry?
where does it go in? Does it still go in the Sable Road?
No, it'll be a bit back here, yeah. Kinda in
I
between.
think we're gonna, yeah, unfortunately, I'm sorry, we're over
Real quick,
time.
When you do the road swap and what is now the 316 that you are going to own, which is my house, that is still going to be maintained for snow?
Yeah, no, and we'll only own basically from Sable Road to the pipes there. That's the part we're taking.
Okay, so.
So that's,
like I
everything
do
else will
reverse,
still
so
be
my house
maintained
is
and
on
run
the
by,
dead
yeah.
end.
Yeah, it's gonna be a listed road.
Yeah.
And it's gonna take how long to build this road?
We're expecting about 13 months.
And we'll still have access to this road, or will?
And until the new one's built, yeah.
Absolutely. Mark, I think we're.
Yeah, I think we gotta call it a day. Our contacts are on there if there are more questions or concerns.
And there's, at the back of your program here, there's some comment sheets, a general comment sheet, and one specific to the road. If you would like to fill it out and need it here, that will be fine.
Please exit this way, guys.
I just wanted to introduce myself. I'm Judy Barr.
Yeah.
I need it.
Yeah.
Jason, it's a nice.
Happy to have you.
Yes, okay.